All right, we can go ahead and get started. We'll start with introductions. I'm Zoe. I'm hidden behind the Giving Block, social media and digital communications. So I'm just going to have the three of you introduce yourselves, as well as, of course, your nonprofit and what you're all about. We can start with Komen. Do you want to go ahead and kick us off?
Thanks, Pat. I'm Josh Hirsch. I'm one of the social content marketing managers for Susan G. Komen. Susan G. Komen is the nation's largest breast cancer nonprofit. We've been around for 40 years, leading breast cancer organization and the most trusted breast cancer healthcare guide here in the nation. Very fortunate to work for this incredible organization, and just as of recently have now begun accepting cryptocurrency as a form of donation, and look forward to talking a little bit more about that.
Thank you so much, Josh. And just real quick, while it is flattering to be compared to the brilliant Pat Duffy, this is Zoe. Pat's not here today.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? You sound just like Pat.
We've got similar intonation. It's all good. All right,
my apologies.
It's all good. Let's go ahead and go to Mona Foundation. Introduce yourself and what Mona is all about.
Good morning, everyone. This is Laura Baerwolf. I'm the Director of Operations for Mona Foundation, and I'm so happy to be here together with the Komen Foundation and the Arizona Coalition to End Abuse and Sexual Violence to talk with the crypto community and also celebrate and shed light on Women's History Month. Mona Foundation partners with grassroots programs around the world that educate children and empower and girls in underserved communities so that they are able to transform themselves and their communities and lift themselves out of poverty. COVID-19 drove an additional 97 million people into extreme poverty in 2020. And we're on a mission to change that, to address the root causes of poverty through education, gender equality, and community transformation. We have been educating children and empowering girls since 1999. And currently partner with 23 different organizations, local organizations around the world, 14 countries across 4 continents. And our approach to development is unique, as well as being effective and transformative. One of the most unique areas I think that we bring to the work of development is that we are community-led, and that is that we support local communities and programs and organizations in those local communities to lead their own transformation by developing long-term partnerships with them in working in underserved communities that educate children and empower women and girls so they are able to transform their own lives and contribute to the betterment of their society. We focus on capacity building. We provide long-term support because change doesn't happen overnight. It requires ongoing effort and learning to build on strengths. And we bring together a global community of individuals, nonprofits, businesses that are working together with us, with our partners around the world to address these root causes of poverty. So we're delighted to be here with all of you to be celebrating Women's History Month and to talk with the crypto community about this important topic and the opportunities they have to make an impact.
Thank you so much, Laura. We're happy to have you here. 1999, I didn't realize the Mona Foundation had been around so long. Very close to being able to say quarter of a century. That'll be exciting. ACESDV, do you want to go ahead and take it next?
Sure. My name is Christa, Lindsay. I'm a community engagement manager at the Arizona Coalition to End Sexual and Domestic Violence. Super long name, so we usually shorten it to ACESDV for folks around there. But we have been an organization since 1980 addressing sexual and domestic violence in Arizona. We do a lot of things as a coalition. We do a lot of training and education throughout the state of Arizona on sexual and domestic violence issues, best practice, everything like that. We also do a lot of technical assistance and / expert consultation to support sexual and domestic violence providers throughout the state. So those folks doing direct service. We also do public policy advocacy. So we are at our local legislature supporting bills that are supportive of survivor rights and helping squash bills that are harmful to survivors and their families and children. And then we also have a helpline. So our sexual and domestic violence helpline provides assistance over the phone, chat, text, or online chat to anyone who needs assistance for anything related to sexual and domestic violence. So survivors seeking help, assistance, resources, or even family and friends who are looking to support a loved one as they're, helping them either leave their abusive partner or get healing resources, safety planning, anything like that. So we are also really excited to be here and in this space, and never would have thought we'd be having these crypto donation currency discussions. And I just am really excited to be here with you all.
I'm happy to have you. It's really great, Christa, to have, you discuss the education, the advocacy, and the support resources you guys provide. I'm really proud to have you guys here today. So I guess we'll go ahead and kick off with the crypto aspect of things. I was wondering if you guys could discuss how you found out about crypto and came to accept it. I think we'll kind of continue with the format we're doing where we go one by one. I know it's a little elementary school, but I think it's fun and works well. So we'll go ahead and start off again with Josh of Komen. Could you discuss how you found out about crypto and how you guys came to accept it?
So personally, I've known about this world of cryptocurrency for going on 5-6 years now, and never really realized the potential from a philanthropic standpoint until probably about 10 months or so ago. Did I come across an article from the Giving Block? It was shared by someone on our marketing team and said, hey, take a look at this, see what it's all about. And me being a nerd and being tuned into tech, I'm like, well, this is something we really need to get on. So I did a bunch of research, as I do with any new projects, and found that there were other major nonprofit organizations here in the country and internationally that had begun accepting cryptocurrency as a form of donation, and realized that this was something that we needed to be a part of. So I put together a case statement because, as you can imagine, I needed to prove why this new form of digital monopoly money was really something that can drive social impact for social good. So after some time, and it wasn't until I connected with our director of major gift, kind of going down that same road as well. She had conversations with some major donors who expressed interest in the ability to donate crypto, and at the time we didn't. So it was finally when the two of us got together and made that final push that in December of 2021 did we finally get signed up with the Giving Block and have started to roll out our marketing plan and really just educating our donors about the ability to donate crypto for Komen. And what we've learned is the typical audience and demographic of a crypto donor isn't necessarily what our current donor base is. So it gives us the ability to open ourselves up to new audience, new donors, and a new form of giving. I actually had a conversation earlier today with someone of our development partners team who said there's this partner, they want to come on as a friends of Komen, and they want to use cryptocurrency as a way to pay for their partnership. They're a coffee company and they're tied into the Shiba Inu community and wanted to use SHIB as a way to do that. So it's something that we're now talking through our finance department and said, hey, we've got the ability to accept crypto now thanks to the Giving Block. And what a great case of, a proof of concept case that, listen, not only can you donate crypto, but you can come on as a partner and use crypto as a way to fulfill your commitment. So I'm really excited about the future of what is going to be for social impact, for social good through cryptocurrency.
I'll have to look into a bit more about that partnership. That sounds really interesting. Do you want to go ahead and talk about how Mona Foundation came to find out about crypto and accept it?
Sure. Well, our story began about 4 or 5 years ago, even before the Giving Block came into being. And we had heard, of course, about cryptocurrency, but had lots of questions about it and really wasn't quite sure how it might be used, for philanthropy. So we were just kind of watching, from the sidelines to see what would develop. But then we received a call from our dear friend and Mona champion, Rainn Wilson, who you all may know as Dwight Schrute from the NBC sitcom The Office. And he introduced us to a very unexpected opportunity. He told us about the Pineapple Fund. As your crypto, audience will know, is an anonymous donor who had posted on Reddit offering generous crypto grants to proven nonprofits. And so with Rainn's encouragement, we quickly wrote a request and submitted our application. And 3 days later, we received the news that the Pineapple Fund had granted $1 million towards the education and empowerment of women. And wow, we were just honored and honestly in a state of disbelief to be among the first 10 nonprofits selected by the Pineapple Fund for this very generous grant. And so suddenly all of those questions that we've been idly curious about now needed immediate answers. And, fortunately, it was not too long thereafter that the Giving Block launched. And our partnership with the Giving Block has been a tremendous lifeboat, actually, to Mona Foundation. We realized we did not know enough, we didn't know what we didn't know. And so the Giving Block really was tremendous assistance and support, and with your deep understanding of all things crypto, really helped answer all our questions and has been navigating the world of crypto easy and doable. And since then, we have enabled crypto giving online. We have crypto options through our website and donation forms. We are staying open to new opportunities, which in the world of crypto is ongoing. We've learned that the crypto community is generous by default and regularly comes up with new approaches to charitable giving and fundraising, like the philanthropy-minded NFT projects that started appearing, or at least to our eyes, started appearing last year. We're very fortunate to be one of the first nonprofits to benefit from the crypto sale of an NFT when artist Decline donated the proceeds from the sale of one of his Star Wars NFTs. And since then have connected with Shib Girlfriend, who has also supported us, and a number of others. So we're trying to continue learning. We love the crypto community and are looking for ways to continually deepen our engagement and learn together how we can all work towards building a better, more prosperous world.
Thank you so much, Laura. Yeah, the Pineapple Fund is, in a lot of ways, this is where this all started. It's, what our co-founders saw and realized, there was this big gap in kind of the industry for crypto philanthropy. And there was a lot of ways we could improve it and make it more simple. I think the fund was something that was, very well known in the crypto world, especially the Bitcoin world early on. But since then, crypto has exploded so much, and a lot of people don't actually know about it. It's a very interesting story. We'll definitely have to do some content for our website to talk about its origins. Christa, do you want to talk about how you found out about crypto and how your nonprofit came to accept it?
Sure. So, of course, just in my circle of friends and my partner, talking about cryptocurrencies was just a topic of conversation and casual conversation, and never necessarily thought about it in the philanthropic sense of having cryptocurrencies or having portfolios or anything like that. And there was a podcast that I believe the Nonprofit Times had hosted late fall. So we're kind of similar timeline as the Komen Foundation. And we started accepting cryptocurrency donations in about November 2021. And I listened to the podcast, was super inspired, did a quick search and was like, what platforms can we accept, cryptocurrency donations on? And Giving Block was number one. And in my search, I saw also that one of our member programs, Eve's Place, who assists sexual and domestic violence survivors in Arizona locally here, accepts cryptocurrency, and at the start of the pandemic received a substantial gift from a crypto donor. And that was significant for their nonprofit to sustain services and keep providing assistance to participants and survivors in their community, because everything, was shut down. So all of their fundraisers were on hold. All of the ways that they were raising funds were totally put on pause. And then they had the super generous donor give crypto funds to them, and it helped sustain their programming. And so that was really inspiring for us to see, wow, the impact is, you see it and you feel it in the community. And so we signed up with Giving Block, and it's been a wonderful experience. And we've received some crypto donations, which is just like the excitement is just, you just feel so excited. And we're just really looking forward to expanding this area of giving and just diversifying our funding and just really being a part of this movement. And we're feeling really progressive, and it's an exciting feeling. So that's how we came to be.
Thank you so much, Christa. Yeah, we're really proud to have nonprofits like ACESDV be a part of the Giving Block family. It's interesting you bring up Eve's Place and, how there was a bit of some struggle during, the early COVID periods. And I think that crypto and NFTs expanded a lot during, the initial lockdown and going forward. I think that, people were home alone, maybe they have a little more free time to do research and get into all this. But along with that, of course, crypto philanthropy expanded, pretty much. It seems like pretty much every NFT project has a philanthropic aspect to it now. And that's been a really exciting development for us and for, of course, our nonprofits. So, we've discussed the crypto end, and we'll get back to that. But I do want to talk about Women's History Month as an awareness period for your nonprofits more generally. So I want to hear, what does Women's History Month mean to, either you personally or your nonprofit, and, how it impacts your advocacy for your own cause, during the expansion of the whole month. We'll go ahead and start with you, Josh.
Thanks, Zoe. So, women's health overall is vital to our society. It's critical for us to advocate for women as well as men who are dealing with breast cancer. But as you can imagine, with 1 in 8 women being affected by breast cancer in their lifetime, we're always constantly thinking about and promoting overall women's health in all of our avenues through our research, through our community series, and all of our educational programs. So during Women's History Month, we must highlight the importance of our mission to end breast cancer and uplift women for the betterment of our communities. And we've been having a lot of great activations throughout the month. We have got a lot of different campaigns going on through that, working with various partners to draw attention to not just general breast cancer, but in particular right now, inflammatory breast cancer. So we're working with a partner match for that. And it just works out so great that it is also Women's History Month that we're able to activate this specific match campaign.
Yeah, I think that, of course, Women's History Month is women's advocacy and issues should be a year-round thing, but it is great to use it and hear about it being used as an activation period for issues like women's health. So it's always interesting for me to hear about that. Laura, do you want to talk about what Women's History Month means to the Mona Foundation or you personally?
Sure. Well, actually, it means quite a bit. Gender equality is both a focus and a guiding principle for all that Mona Foundation carries out. We believe that community development can only happen when men and women have and enjoy equal rights and opportunities and can participate equally in the process. So we're really celebrating Women's History Month to shine a light on how important, vitally important it is to have gender equality in order to have global peace and prosperity. So educating and empowering girls, which is the heart of what Mona Foundation does, and which includes, by the way, digital literacy and access, doesn't only just guarantee basic human rights to half the world's people, it improves the well-being of all, it lifts households out of poverty, it benefits generations and transforms communities. So it's like the impact of women on the progress of the world is just incredible, really incredible. Women are, in fact, the heart of development, and they're one of the key levers of eradicating poverty. In our foundation, we talk about how, every $1 invested in education has $10 impact in economic growth. But when you educate a girl, you also positively impact the lives of 100 others over time. So educating women has a multiplier effect on progress and on the transformation of our communities. World Bank says that educated women tend to be more informed about nutrition and healthcare. They have fewer and healthier children. They marry at a later age. They participate more in the formal labor market. They earn more income. They provide better healthcare and education to their children, all of which eventually improve the well-being of individuals and lift households out of poverty. So we can't say enough, honestly, about the importance of women in the world and the importance of educating women and working towards gender equality. Mona Foundation itself is named after a young woman who dedicated her life, her short life, because she was dedicated to improving the lives and educating the children of her area, and was imprisoned and eventually put to death as a result. And so Mona Foundation is really carrying on this work in her name. And we are just, really so honored and humbled to be able to be working with nonprofits around the world, many of whom have been founded, and spearheaded by women and continue to be run by women or women-led, that are making such a tremendous impact in the lives of so many people.
Thank you so much, Laura. Yeah, I mean, of course, the education of women cannot be overstated, the impact and the multiplier effect it has. And of course, I do realize when I ask questions like, what is the importance of Women's History Month to you? It is, a bit difficult to answer that in a single interview question. There's quite a bit that we could all talk about. You could write a whole book about, the impact it has and the value, not just in the nonprofit world, but also to women individually, either in developed world or, developing nations, of course. So we'll go ahead and move to ACESDV. Christa, do you want to talk about the importance of Women's History Month to ACESDV?
Absolutely. Women's History Month obviously is also quite important to us as well. Sexual and domestic violence impacts women at a great amount. 1 in 2 women have experienced sexual contact in their lifetime. And 1 in 4 women have experienced physical and sexual violence by an intimate partner. So that's a lot of women in our community and in our world that are impacted by these issues. And it was women leaders who started movements, who started organizations, who started safe houses, and Take Back the Nights and marches and rallies and safe places for survivors to be and heal together. So it's women, in particular, women of color, who started these movements to raise awareness about these issues, to unveil and uplift these issues that are typically hidden and behind closed doors. So I just want to recognize the women who in lifetimes before me, who paved the way for us to even say these words out loud, and for all of the survivors in our community who have been able to live lives free from abuse and are healing their healing journeys, who are speaking out and standing up against these issues. And it's a lot of the times due to women we know. So Women's History Month is a wonderful recognition of our legacy of what we call mothers of the movement, who are women before us, in particular women of color before us. And we're just really glad to spend this time to uplift them.
Thank you so much, Christa. Yes, I think that, a lot of these issues can be, hard to talk about and hard to think about. And, many people maybe don't want to acknowledge them or think about them because, they might be upsetting. And in addition to, of course, the advocacy that these, mothers of the movement, as you say, spearheaded, there's also just, talking about these issues, acknowledging them, just saying them out loud and, not forcing people to listen, but, putting them in front of large audiences is brave and impactful in itself, and is a big part of, women's issues as a movement historically. So we'll move back to the crypto aspect of things. We talk about crypto is more than just a revenue stream. It's also a community. You can look at these NFT projects that are led by women and are, making these communities where women are able to feel safe in tech. They're able to, express themselves in Web3 that maybe they didn't really feel the ability to do so not long ago in tech. We talk about the way that crypto can provide financial freedom for women in nations where maybe they are legally not even allowed to have a bank account or get a loan or, purchase a home. Crypto can be a financial freedom tool for them. But in addition to that, of course, it is also a, alternate donation pool. And I do want to talk about crypto donations and, the material impact that they can have. So I want to go with each of you and hear, what does a crypto donation, when a donor makes that donation, where's that money going in a material sense? What are the impact that your nonprofit is having, and how crypto donations can, electrify that and really get that going? Josh, do you want to kick us off here?
Sure. So with any donation to Komen, a lot of our focus is on research because we know that there are many various forms of breast cancer, and it will be through our Komen scholars, through our Komen grantees, that someday we will find these cures for breast cancer. So just like with donations of stock, donations of cash, crypto is so much of a, I think what's so great about crypto is the seamless ease of donation. As you were mentioning, NFT projects are very philanthropic. We've been fortunate to have several NFT projects, even, in these early stages of us accepting crypto, have identified the way that they can support Komen through the sales of their NFT projects. It's something that we ourselves are looking into doing, is partnering with various NFT artists for next October during National Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and working with them to do some unique one-of-one NFT project art around the theme of breast cancer, around the theme of pink, that can take their own style and get them as an artist on a larger platform as well as the same time as supporting Komen. So I really believe that we're it's so cheesy to say, but we're so in the early days of philanthropic NFTs and early days of philanthropic cryptocurrency for social impact. But just look at what's happened in our world these last 2 weeks with what's happening over in Europe, and the amount of philanthropic dollars being poured in from crypto to Ukrainian relief efforts. I mean, I've seen NFT projects that have come online and have done phenomenally well with them directly donating those crypto funds to Ukrainian relief efforts. So when we think about if you wanted to write a check and get those dollars into an NGO or a nonprofit, working over there. So let's take World Central Kitchen, which is Jose Andres's nonprofit organization, a phenomenal nonprofit that shows up to the world's worst situations. If there's a earthquake in Haiti, if there's wars happening all throughout the world, well, he's there and he's providing meals. So I can sit there and send a credit card donation or send a check, but you're talking days before they actually see those funds, and then those funds clear. But from a cryptocurrency standpoint, World Central Kitchen is a partner with the Giving Block. I could go onto the Giving Block's website, find World Central Kitchen, or I could go onto World Central Kitchen's website, go to their crypto landing page, and immediately within the span of minutes, by the time the blockchain verifies those 45 blocks or whatever it is to get that donation of Ethereum to confirm, those funds are in their account. They're able to do good right then and there. So from a standpoint of ease of use for a donor, a standpoint of ease of acceptance for a nonprofit, it's almost a no-brainer that your nonprofit organization should look at how you can accept cryptocurrency as a form of donation.
I couldn't have said it better myself. I do think, in yesterday's space, we had a couple nonprofits that talked about their work in Afghanistan. So, of course, in the past 2 weeks, the focus has been on Ukraine. I believe the current number for our Ukraine Emergency Relief Fund and the nonprofits that are members of that fund is $1.5 million in crypto donations, which has just been phenomenal and inspiring. And another one of these kind of international conflicts that started, a while ago, of course, but is ongoing, was the one in Afghanistan. And it was interesting to hear some of these nonprofits talking about how crypto was the only way they could directly provide financial resources to a lot of people in need, because the banks were essentially or not functioning. And I think that's another one of those use cases about crypto donations that maybe doesn't immediately come to mind. Laura, would you like to talk about the impact of a crypto donation for your nonprofit?
Yes, absolutely. Mona Foundation works in 4 different areas as far as our program components. So every donation goes towards either access to education, to scholarships, to empowering girls, and to training teachers. And our board has just approved 5 additional new partners this year, pending site visits, which would expand our reach to 28 programs in 15 countries, from the US and Haiti to Guatemala, Panama, and Colombia and Brazil, in Central and South America, to India, to Cameroon, Sierra Leone, the Gambia, Uganda, South Africa, as well as Mongolia, Macau, and Vietnam. And so really, wherever in the world you want to make an impact, we're here to help you build a better world. The needs of the world have never been greater, but we're also ready to grow, and the capacity of our partners to grow and scale also has just never been greater. In the coming years, Mona is committed to looking towards expanding our reach to educating and empowering millions of children. It's going to take all of us to build this more just and prosperous world, to alleviate poverty for all people. And so we really invite our crypto community donors to see where they would like to make an impact, and allow us to be the trustee of their goodwill. 100% of crypto donations go towards educating and empowering students in need. We have private donors that cover our administrative costs this year. And so just to give an example of the scale of impact that 1 Bitcoin or 1 Ethereum can make, 1 Bitcoin educates over 700 kids in the urban slums and rural villages in India for a year. It gives them a fighting chance for a better life. And Ethereum would do the same for the scale, based on the currency. 1 Bitcoin would train 120 girls in rural India to start their own tailoring shops, and empowering others to do the same. A Bitcoin sends 100 kids in Brazil, Haiti, or Panama to schools for a full year. It trains 50 teachers in Mongolia. And 1 Ethereum would send 70 kids to school in Vietnam for a year. So all of these, I could go on and on, of course, but the impact is very clear and direct. And if I could just share just a brief little story, because the numbers are, impactful for sure, but it's really each one of these is we're talking about the life of a person, of a girl, of a child, and their family and their community. And so just to give a quick example, there's a young woman, her name is Callie, in India. She was born poor, rural, a girl, and at the age of 12 contracted polio. So 4 strikes against her. And through education and training at the Barley Institute, which is one of our partner organizations in India, she was able to establish her own business. She sent the children in her family to school. She is the first woman property owner in her village. She's dedicated the second floor of her home to the education and training of other abled women, and is now a highly regarded woman in the village, a person in the village actually, and a role model to other women, and is breaking down age-old traditions that have limited the rights of women for centuries. So we talk about, sending 700 kids to school or educating 100 women. That's incredible in and of itself, but to realize that the possibilities go far beyond, and the impact to the lives of individuals, their families, and their communities go even further.
Thank you so much, Laura. That's a really amazing and inspiring story. I do love, on the Mona Foundation website, I believe you have a partners map, and it's always quite a trip to see the truly global reach of the Mona Foundation. So that's always interesting for me to check out. Christa, do you want to talk about the impact of a crypto donation to ACESDV?
Yes, and ACESDV typically has a fair amount of grant funding, which we're so grateful for and is so wonderful. But with grant funding and even some foundation funding, there's limitations with what you're able to do with those funds. And so cryptocurrencies allow our organization to be creative, to be innovative, and to use funds where we think is the best fit for these funds to create new programs, new initiatives, reaching different and unique survivors, different programs, rural programs, all of those areas that aren't always typically allowed for us under limited grant funding. So crypto donations allow us to be creative and innovative. I think and it's so wonderful for us to be able to have funds that we can use where we best see fit. At ACESDV, we also have a survivor emergency relief fund. And so this gives financial assistance to survivors to however and wherever they need it to be. And so crypto funds can be used in this area to assist survivors to a down payment on an apartment or a house, or helping a repair on a car so they can get to and from work or get to and from court appointments or anything like that that survivors need. So crypto donations just really are incredible, and they really fill in the blank where we need them to fill. And we always are so honored when folks, obviously just in general donations, choose to donate to our organization, but even crypto donations is just like such a gift. I mean, it is a gift, but it's a gift, and it's such a trusted donation to allow us to choose where we can use those funds best in our work and in our organization to reach greater amounts of survivors and programs out there who need assistance.
Thank you so much, Christa. Yes, I think one of the kind of behind the scenes things about the nonprofit world people don't know is the strings that can often be attached to these very useful but also very limited fiat grants and funds that maybe limit the nonprofits and what they can do. When you talk about your survivor emergency fund, maybe what is really needed in that moment is a gallon of gas for getting to a court appointment or something like that. It can be things that might not come to mind in a brief that's given for a grant. So it's really great to hear how crypto can provide those immediate and outside the box needs. So I think we'll finish up with perhaps the final question, but also the cheesiest of the day. I've been doing this one, and it always feels a little silly, but I think it works well, and it really provides some light for crypto donors about yourself and what your nonprofit's about. If you could provide a single message to the crypto world, what would it be? We'll start with you, Josh.
My simple message that I would give to the crypto world is we're here. We've been around for 40 years, and we are someday going to find the various cures for breast cancer, and we need your help. And with those that are having invested in cryptocurrency in the early days of Bitcoin when it was $50, we would be more than happy to accept those donations from you and put your hard-earned dollars to good use and save future lives.
Thank you so much, Josh. Laura, do you want to take it away? If you could provide a single message to the crypto world.
Yes, our single message would be that Mona Foundation is here to help you change the world. We have been in the forefront of accepting cryptocurrency because we know everything digital is the way of the future. And the work that we do is in the areas of education and women's empowerment. But really, we are here to help you change the world. We can all be protagonists of change. It's going to take all of us to bring about an end to poverty. We're ready to scale, and we invite you to join us. It's really together we can build a better world, a more equitable world for all children everywhere. So let's change the world.
Thank you so much, Laura. I really like that term, protagonist of change. That's a good one. Christa, you want to close us off here? Your single message to the crypto world.
I love what my two other colleagues in the space said before me, but I also just wanted to reiterate too that we're also here, and to survivors, to sexual and domestic violence survivors who might be listening to this or on this call, you're not alone. And we are here for you, and help and resources are available. And that is due to the generosity of our community, in that also the crypto world of generosity. So I really invite folks to use those funds to think creatively and choose nonprofits that they're connected with and they want to support. And nothing, I'm not nothing, but no gift is too small, and everything makes a difference. And as we're all in community together, trying to make the world a better place, a healthier world, a more just world, an equitable world for women, everyone has a play, and that it can simply be donating a part of your crypto portfolio to a nonprofit that you're connected to, and you can be a part of that too. So I welcome everyone to join us as we're working towards as we're celebrating and honoring Women's History Month, and as we're working toward a world where it's an equitable, just, and we lack oppression in our world.
Thank you so much, Christa, for closing us out. For those who joined late or want to listen back to this again later, there will be a recording of the entire conversation going up on YouTube later in the month, as well as some highlights going up across social media. I'll also post a recap tweet right after this space with links for Susan G. Komen, the Mona Foundation, and ACESDV, where you can both donate to them and check out their website and associated resources. Josh, Laura, Christa, thank you so much for joining me. This was really great, and I appreciate you spending a bit of your time here with us.
Thank you so much, Zoe and the Giving Block, for helping provide this space. And Josh and Priscilla, thanks so much for being here as well. I really appreciated hearing about your organizations and all that you do, and wholeheartedly support and appreciate and encourage each of us to work together. It takes all of us. So thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. Have a great rest of your day, everybody.